Hello students, in today's class I am going to discuss with you about another life process that is very essential in our body. We call that process as excretion. Excretion is a process in which living beings remove the waste from their body. The removal of waste from the body is known as excretion. So what are the different wastes that are produced in our body? They are undigested food in the form of feces, then comes urine, sweat, carbon dioxide, etc. These wastes should not be accumulated in our body. Accumulation of this waste beyond a level, accumulation means storage of this waste beyond a level inside the body is harmful to the body. We have to remove the waste produced in our body. Otherwise, it is very much harmful. Sometimes it is fatal also. Fatal means it may lead to the death of a person also. So for that sake, in human beings, there are different organs. That organs are called as excretory organs. That excretory organ, one among them is kidneys. Then skin, lungs, and our large intestine, rectum. They are helpful in removal of waste produced in our body. First, let me explain about the excretory system that is formed because of our kidneys. There are, in this diagram you can see here, this system is called as excretory system. This excretory system is also called as renal system, renal system or urinary system. Excretory system, renal system or urinary system means same. This is a organ system just like that of digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system. Similarly, we have this system for the process of removal of urine from our body. So what is it made up of? Excretory system is mainly made up of two kidneys which are bean shaped and reddish in color. You can see in this diagram, these are bean shaped and somewhat reddish in color. It is made up of two ureters. Ureters means these tube-like structure are called ureters. These ureters are ending in a bladder, bag-like structure called as urinary bladder. At the end of the urinary bladder, other side we have urethra, and urethra opens into urinary opening. This opening is called as urinary opening. So this excretory system helps in the removal of what is that waste product produced here. It is urine. That urine is removed through this kidneys. When the blood comes to the kidneys, the waste products will reach into the kidneys. Blood will be filtered in the kidneys. Useful products go back and waste products get filtered and reach to the kidneys. In the kidney, the waste products will dissolve with water. That wastes are dissolved in water, are passing through the ureters, these tube-like structures, to urinary bladder. That waste we call it as urine. In human beings, an adult passes about 1 to 1.8 liters of urine in 24 hours. If your intake of water is more, naturally the urine formation will be more. If you reduce the intake of water, urine formation will be less. But urine should be removed from the body because urine helps in removal of water along with the waste chemicals, waste products. So for the sake of removal of that waste products, we should take sufficient water. Minimum 2 liters, maximum 3 to 4 liters you can take the water. Make sure that you all take sufficient water. Otherwise, the water intake is less, means these salts, the waste salts, will convert in the form of stones. We must have heard some people suffering from kidney stone. What is that kidney stone? This waste salts etc. gets solidified in the form of solid or in the form of stone. So that kidney stones will sometimes block the kidneys or block the urinary bladders. It may be very much dangerous. Sometimes a person may even die. That's why what you should learn is we should take sufficient water. Intake of water should be more so that the waste that are produced in our body are released out of our body, so that our body is free from all that harmful toxic chemicals. Is it clear, children? Yes, some of the other animals which remove the waste, we can see here, aquatic animals like fish, they remove the waste in the form of ammonia. Land animals like birds, snails, lizards, etc., the waste product is called uric acid. Human beings take out the urea. Urea dissolved with water forms urine. Human beings, the major waste product is urea. That urea will mix with water. That water mixed with urea, we call it as urine. And aquatic animals like fish, ammonia releases into the water in the form of gas. Sometimes kidneys will not function properly if you don't take sufficient water, and that people have to undergo artificial method of purification of blood. We call that method as dialysis. Kidney dialysis, you must have heard. It is an artificial filtration of blood by means of machines due to the failure of kidneys. If both the kidneys are not functioning in our body, at that time the blood cannot be purified on its own. At that time we need to go to doctor, hospital, visit the hospital once in a week or once in 10 days to make the blood clean from all the waste. So that process of artificially purifying the blood by certain machines in hospital, due to the malfunctioning of our kidneys, as the kidneys are not able to function properly, this artificial method of filtering of blood will be done by machines. We call that process as kidney dialysis, or simply we can call it as dialysis. If we don't want to suffer from this type of condition, make sure that at young age, at childhood level, as you're growing, intake of water should also increase. So what you have learnt is that excretion is very much essential in one's body. If excretion doesn't take place, a person will not be able to release the waste out of his or her body. It is very much toxic for the person to keep all the waste inside the body. So make sure we are eliminating the waste out of our body. Similarly, lungs help in the removal of carbon dioxide. So lungs are also acting as respiratory organs as well as excretory organs. Skin helps in the removal of sweat. Sweat is nothing but water plus some amount of salts come out of our skin in the form of sweat. So sweating helps in cooling the body, because when the sweat evaporates from our body, the temperature needed for evaporation is taking place from our body only, the heat. So thereby sweating helps to cool down our body when it is very, very hot. And large intestine rectum helps in removal of undigested food. The undigested food in the form of feces is removed from the rectum through anus. That is, we learnt in the digestive system, egestion. So egestion is also type of form of excretion only. So in that way we can say in human body we have skin, lungs, large intestine or rectum, and kidneys. Kidneys are main excretory organs in our body. So different animals have different excretory organs, and sometimes we can see the animals like that of fish, etc., when they live in water, they release the ammonia into the water by the process of diffusion. So with that we can conclude that waste products should be removed from the living body. Okay, with that today I will conclude my class. Thank you, children.